Hi, my name's Dan Sowden. Thanks for joining me for your investment property update. When it comes to finding a new tenant for your property or indeed renewing the existing lease that's in place, there are many things you need to factor in as an investor to ensure that you're getting the very best rental return, you are maximising any property valuation that you require over time, and indeed we're finding for you the most suitable tenant for your investment property. In terms of leases, there are simply two options: the fixed term arrangement or the periodic arrangement, or month-to-month lease as it's commonly referred to. As a general rule of thumb, we always do recommend a fixed term tenancy for a number of different reasons, either on a 6 or 12-month arrangement. The first reason we do recommend the fixed term arrangement is for insurance reasons. In case you need to make a claim as an investor for loss of rent, as an example, then the insurance company is more likely to pay out for loss of rent to the end of the fixed term arrangement rather than just the end of the month, as a periodic tenancy would suggest. Of course, as well, tenants have the opportunity on a periodic arrangement to simply give you as the owner 14 days notice to vacate the property. In the climate of a high vacancy market, or where it takes a little bit longer to find new tenants for rental properties, that means to you as an owner, you can go days or weeks without rent coming in on the property, and therefore a real loss of income for you at the end of the day. When it comes to renewing your tenancy arrangement, simply have two questions. The first one is how long for, whether it be 6 or 12 months on a fixed term tenancy, and at what weekly rent do we renew the tenancy for. In terms of the first question, how long, we do always recommend a long 12-month lease as standard. However, if you as the investor are considering selling the property in the next 6 or 12 months, then it always is a good idea to inform your property manager of your plans. That way we can advise appropriately and adjust the fixed term timeline on the renewal. Remembering, of course, that if you do put the property on the market within 60 days of the new lease being signed, then the tenant does have the option to break their lease without penalty. In terms of the rate per week, of course, we would always recommend to you a rate per week to renew the tenancy for. If there's been significant movement in the rental market over the last 6 or 12 months, then that rate might increase substantially, okay? Or if there's only been a sort of a modest or a levelling of rents in the area, then we might only recommend to you a $5 or $10 per week lift in the rent. We always like to recommend at least $5 on a weekly basis per annum. This just keeps you as the investor in check with inflation and CPI. If you do remember, most commercial leases around town have a 3 or 4% lift in rents each year. That of course keeps in check with CPI or inflation. Well, my name's Dan Sowden from Ray White. I hope you found the information useful, and all the very best.